Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Waltons review, where me and Germ should be along shortly. They're are going to be reviewing the episode "The Journey." So, well, looks like we already got PvP in the chat there. He says, "Gorilla, any place to watch it? Watching a god awful video online now, but I can follow the story." Full. Yeah, those ads sucks. You gotta have a good ad blocker. I got good ad blockers, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm just tired of bitching at the end of the week, laughing. I'll be a bit late. Let's just show car ads every few minutes. Maybe they're trying to tell you something. And hey, Germ, how are you doing?
Not too bad. How you doing, Gorilla?
I got a person begging me to come visit him. I was like, I don't really want to drive an hour and a half. There's only one reason I'll drive an hour and a half. We all know what that reason is. Well,
Well, that's how you ended up with two kids.
those are only half an hour drives. I'll drive half an hour for just to hang out. Ugh. So, did you get a chance to watch the episode?
Yes, I did.
All right. I will say preliminary reviews is a little. This is still good episode preliminary, but a lot slower than last week. There. Then PvP said great episode. Nearly halfway though. Be on soon. Alrighty, so we got that, and we'll start out with our usual prologue. Oh, dang. Growing up in a family as large and as close as mine made it hard to realize that there were many people who lived in loneliness and solitude. However, the realization of that sad truth also brought me close to a remarkable woman and set me on a journey that I was to remember for the rest of my life. You ever notice he always has a journey that he's gonna remember the rest of his life?
Well, yeah, he wrote it down, so he'll remember.
Yeah. So alrighty. So we'll start out here with yeah, John Boy's had his usual medal right in there. Now his mom was like trimming up. Those look like some nice slacks. I'll tell you that. But they called them knickers back in the
Hakeem,
day. Oh, hey Hakeem, how's it going? We just got started with the episode. So
eh, those not bad trousers, but a little worn.
yeah, better than his usual get up. Alright, so oops, I need to. Oh, apparently I don't have the subtitles don't work on this thing here, so I have to go by memory. So his mom was trying to. Yeah, those must have been the days when you just bought a pair of pants and then your mom or grandma just tight, tight, tighten up, tighten up the pants for you. They don't do that anymore.
Well, most
Really?
people jeans aren't exactly the type of pants you'll let in and out. That's why you have a belt.
Yeah. I suppose if you go buy a suit, they shape it for you.
Yeah, they'll tailor it for you.
Yeah. So I think they're talking about getting a new pair of pants, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, I suppose I could pull up the script.
that's all right. He's talking about getting a new pair of pants because he doesn't want to basically look run down at the dance.
Yeah. Okay, if we need a script, I think I got one here. So yeah, then she goes, "Oh, what the hell are they bringing home now?" Yeah, she knows her kids. Just one glance, and she knows that they're bringing something home. So they bring home a seagull from they apparently flew inland from the sea and hurt its wing. So they get a cage for it, and Grandpa goes and takes care of it. Then Grandma wants to go visit that old lady, uh, Mackenzie. No, Maggie MacKenzie. That was played by
Yeah.
Lydia Waltons. Okay, yeah, I was about to say Mackenzie, but that's the last name. But they're gonna stop down at Egg's store there. So he's getting a new pair of pants. Grandma says she's seen better apparently in the day. So then here's John Boy's chick of the week. Uh, that was Marcia. That's what Marcia or Marcia.
Marcia, I believe.
Okay, MARCI.
I sure hope he wasn't pulling a Shatner with these girls. It's creepy enough when Bill did it. The kid like this, he shouldn't be doing that.
Oh, he might be pulling a Roddenberry. Then Ike's there. He's singing the dress pants there. He invites her to the dance there. And now they're going to see Miss Maggie. And Miss Maggie's fucking around with an engine. I don't think she knows what the hell she's doing with the engine, to be honest.
Not even close.
But did you know? Did she actually? I wonder if that is an actual natural accent or they just blew it up for the show.
For what?
Her Irish accent. Did you know she had a very heavy Irish accent?
Oh, it's fake. It's fake.
Okay, because I only know one person I know for sure who's Irish.
It's supposed to be Scottish, but it's fair enough, but it's fake.
It's fake. Okay. So they're gonna have John Boy look at the truck there while or car there while Grandma and Miss Maggie or Miss MacKenzie there go inside, and he tells her it's the spark plugs. I can't remember if she had him go buy one or she had one on hand.
She had him go buy it. She gave him money because he said, "Oh, you don't owe me nothing except for the parts," and she handed him some money.
And see, that's the niceness of small town there where people just do things for you because they help you out and then out there, and he's expecting nothing in return. So she wants to carry her, and she got weak all of a sudden. Your grandma and her are talking. Oh, what were they talking? Oh shit! This ain't even broken.
She wanted. Grandma wanted her to sell the car.
Oh yeah, that's right. And she refuses because she's determined to make that trip to the sea. All right, just 1 second. I'll be back in 30 seconds. I forgot to grab something to drink.
And as far as I can recall, this is the first time that they repeatedly use the name Esther for her. They've done it on occasion before, but they really drove it home this time. So that fairly interesting little. But I think this scene does well to make everyone realize she is bound and determined to go to the sea. And we can all pretty much figure out what's going to happen from there.
Yeah, all right, sorry about that. So, All right, so yeah, they're talking about selling the car, and they're catching tiny little minnows for the seagull. There, uh, I was telling at the lake the other day. I wish I had my minnow net with me. I could have free bait. They're all swarmed up right next to the dock. Uh, Apparently, Minecraft's updating. So yeah, they catch the minnows and they bring it back. Then he runs in to go buy the pants there for $2.35. So which is like 40-50 bucks today, if I remember right. Because I think we had that exact same amount before and it came about to that.
Sounds about close.
Alright. Then they're all making fun of him. He gets pissed off and he just tells them to get the fuck out of there. Politely tells them to get the fuck out of there, I should say. He's a lot politer than I am. Yeah, so. Then we get Miss Marcia here. Yeah, this is when he asks her to do the dance, and she says, pick her up at, well, after teasing him a bit, she says, pick her up at 7.
Oh, she ain't teasing. She is that bubble-headed.
Well, I thought you did a little teasing, be like, why would I go with you before to the dance then? Then John Boy's reading, and it's actually a poem I recognize. This is actually a poem I recognize. It's the Charge of the Light Brigade. And there's only one reason I know that poem.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you guess what's the reason?
Normally, I would say a great military blunder that cost many men their lives on account of one man's idiocy.
Yeah. Well,
But I couldn't guess for you.
Sacrifice of Angels. When O'Brien starts saying, cannon to the right of him, cannon to the left of him, volley and thunder, then Bashir finishes it off through shot and shell, through hell, and now I'm drawing a blank. But you remember that scene in Sacrifice of Angels when the 624 ships are going up against the 1252?
Yeah. But was an extraordinarily famous battle before that. It's like top 10 military massacres.
Yeah. No, that's the only reason I even looked it up because I was wondering what the hell they were reciting when Nog told them to shut the fuck up. Politely told them to shut the fuck up, I should say. Yeah, so they're reciting it all the way in. So Mama's there. She's tightening up the things, and Evelyn pinches him. He moves, and of course John Boy gets to yell at, and they just start going back and forth like kids. And they check out the bird, see how he's doing, put him back in the cage, and John Boy's putting in the new spark plug. Back with man, it must be nice being able to work on freaking vehicles without the damn everything going. Hey, you can't work on vehicles anymore. You need a damn computer for it, which is a bunch of bullshit. Then here's Doctor. He's asking what he's doing. He's just telling me he's just fixing up for Miss Maggie, and the doctor's pissed because he knows that Miss Maggie's gonna try to take the vehicle out. So he must know her story that we hear later on. There, that's the name of the episode, The Journey. Then he goes in there. He calls her a old fool for wanting to go to the sea and never listens to her. And she says, "It'll be if I die, it's gonna be my own fault." She just thinks he's holding her back, doesn't want her to go. It's actually a pretty decent scene, I will say that. There's some good banter back and forth. So, and then the doctor leaves, and John Boy says, "Well, it's all fixed up and running." So she says she'll put some tea on for him, and she starts looking at the photos there. And apparently, she starts talking about how she got married on the boat and all that, doing because her husband came to America first, and then he sent for her like a year later. And apparently, he got on the boat there. The captain got he must have talked to the captain ahead of time or something. He managed to get on the boat, and the captain married him. And everybody from first class to steerage were there, and they cheered when they kissed, and they could hear it across the harbor and all the tugboats. That's one hell of a wedding, I should say.
Yeah, I'm sure he arranged it somehow.
Now we'll be seeing him later in the episode, but do you know who that is in real life?
Offhand, I can't tell.
You can't. That's Earl Hammer Jr.
Not a great picture.
Yeah, you'll see him later on in the episode. So but yeah, that's the creator of Walton, the Waltons there, or the story, the person who wrote the story. Who directed this, by the way? Director was Harry Harris, and the writer was Nigel McKinn. Okay. Oh, did you notice we had new opening? I wonder if they do that for every season. They had like a new intro. The music stayed the
Quite
same, I believe.
possible. It was very common to change intros.
I don't know how I feel about the new intro. The first one I really liked. Um, Alrighty, so that was her in the younger days. John Boy should have been able to put two and two together on who that was in the picture, but he did. Maybe he was just asking the question. Even though I think he should have been able to put two and two together.
He should have, yeah.
Yeah, so now she's telling the story about how the whole this was a golden this is a scene golden scene right here, almost, but and he shows her that that's the wedding gift from her late husband. I tried looking up how much that thing would be worth nowadays. It's a 1879 gold piece, and she pretty much said, "Well, they're giving FDR too much damn credit." She goes, I just couldn't bring my heart to turn it in there when FDR told us to turn in all our gold coins. But I think you'd understand." And they're like, "Oh, Eleanor Roosevelt would understand." Oh, no, that they'd send, oh, hell, they'd send the IRS after you. They'd send every agency after you nowadays, at least. I don't know back in the 30s, but nowadays they'd send, now they'd send all the agencies after you. So, yeah. Yeah, she
One
wants
like hers would be worth almost $3,000.
that all?
That's what ngccoin.com says.
Okay.
Perfect
But
uncirculated is worth $78,000.
uncirculated is worth 78,000.
Pristine uncirculated condition can sell at auction for as much as $78,000.
Okay, I thought they'd be worth more than that because they're so old.
And most of them were destroyed.
Yeah, so I thought that'd really jack up the price. I was looking more in the hundreds of $1,000s. So he tells her if she has any more car problems, just give her a holler. or just give a call for him and he'll come fix it. Then apparently she starts. I don't know. This wasn't a heart attack, but what would you call it? Like she or a heart
Heart murmur.
a heart murmur. Okay. Then she kind of. She just has to set everything down. This is when she knows that she has to go to the sea this year because she's not going to make it next year. She's not going to make it to next year. She knows it.
Yep.
There's no hee hawing around it. She's a dead woman. So she goes and rips was it the coil the what the it was a wire the injector not an injector wire
Uh, I forget what the part was exactly.
yeah it's one of the wires there she ripped out of it. And then she talks. She goes, "I'm sorry, John Boy. It's the only way I can get you to come back." So then, so John Boy's sitting there chopping at something, and John comes up and is bitch about the price of oil going up again. Again, apparently to keep the thing well oiled. Then apparently, Miss MacKenzie there left a note at Ike saying that her car broke down again. And hey, PvP.
Hi guys, how you doing?
I,
Can you hear me? I don't think I'm muted, but I'm
Hey, we
sometimes
can hear
I'm
you.
not sure.
We can hear you.
Yeah, this is a pretty good episode. I really enjoyed it. I just finished it a little while ago. It's
Yeah.
well, most Waltons are pretty good though, right? So yeah,
Oh yeah, back when we actually had writers who could write something.
yeah, good writers on this show. Anyway, I don't want to give any spoilers, so I won't go into any details because you guys are just fairly
Oh,
you're not too far into the episode yet, right?
halfway
So
through.
yeah.
Drew here. And John Boy's all pissed, goes, I just spent all day over there yesterday. I'll go tomorrow. And John kind of puts his foot down and goes, now Miss May, she's coming old lady. She needs a car to get around, so you go over there and fix it now. But politely. He politely told her to go get his fucking ass over there.
I love how John Boy's conflicted in this, right? Like, obviously, he wants to go to the dance with his hot date, but yet, the
Well,
old lady.
it's date of the week.
Yeah, well, I think, well, I hate to give spoilers, but I think John Boy might have been better off not taking her to the dance, because I think he did the right thing. Well, anyway, I'm spoiling it. Shit,
No,
sorry.
you're good. You're good. But this whole thing's a spoiler review.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Hopefully, people have watched this one anyway, because yeah, it's not a watch party, so yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a show that's like what 40, 50 years old
Hey,
now.
the spoiler rule. The spoiler rule ended 30 or 20 years ago. The 30 year spoiler. The 30 year spoiler uh, spoiler rule ended like 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't into it in the '70s. My cousin loved this show, but I just thought it was kind of hokey, because I was a teenager and I was stupid. And then I started watching it. I guess finally, probably sometime in the '80s in the reruns, and I thought, damn, this show's actually really good.
Well, my issue was I couldn't appreciate it as a kid when my mom watched it. It was when I got older I started to appreciate it, and when the world started going to fucking hell, that's when I was like, really, we need more people like the Waltons.
Oh yeah, talk about a A1 classy family, eh? They're awesome. I love the Waltons.
Yeah. So here's Jumbo. He can't figure out what's wrong with it. There can't get around. Goes well. I kind of ripped this out. Goes, why would you do that? It's like, well, it's the only way I could get you to come back over. You could have just called me.
That's very true. Boy, she's desperate, I guess, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Then,
I gotta.
then what was that?
I just wanted to say, John Boy probably would have made a decent mechanic if he didn't go into the writing career.
Yeah. Oh, Haki says, I'm enjoying this show. Glad you guys are talking about it. Well, someone has to talk about it because the world's going to hell in a handbasket. But we can look back on the even during the lowest part of our country. Well, I shouldn't. Well, one of the low points of our country. There, we still have people like the Waltons who were poor, poor as can be, but they're still willing to help out people. This is a small town mentality here. Will help anybody out. So that buddy then he goes, well, you did lure me here on false pretenses, sir. So he gets it started up. So she says, I'll just drive myself there, and there. He just leaves. Then he's sitting there thinking, and they show him the seagull. Apparently, the seagull's getting better. Then he tells him he'll be right back. They're like, where's he going? So he returns the trousers for the $2.35 there. And you can tell Del Ike was a little disappointed. He goes, I understand. Don't worry about it. But then Marcia May, oh man, she seems like a bitch. She wouldn't even hear him out.
Yeah.
Because I can't go to the dance, Well, someone in your family sick or someone died? No, well then fuck you.
Yeah, she was nasty. It's like I felt good that John Boy didn't go. I mean, just think if he'd gone to the dance and he'd married her, it's like she would have gone "fuck you" all the time. Like that would have been bad, right? John Boy wouldn't have liked that marriage, so I think he lucked out.
Well,
Yeah.
just think how bad he'd feel if like he didn't drive Miss MacKenzie to the seashore and she died on the way there. Just think of the guilt trip he would have on that.
Yeah, she died like crashing into a tree or something, like right. Like John Boy would have been like, "Oh shit," he would
Ah,
have been like hating himself for years, maybe.
then we might actually get in some swearing how he'd be calling himself a piece of shit. Fuck the censors. I'm a piece of shit because I let her drive herself to seashore, even though the doctor said that she'd die if she did that. Blah, blah.
I think any woman that places your whole relationship on one dance, and if you don't go to that one dance, you're garbage. It's like, well, nice knowing you, baby, but have a nice life. I'd
Well,
rather not be with someone like that, honestly.
well, she could have at least asked what his actual reason was. Maybe she found out later what he actually did for Miss
Maybe.
Mackenzie.
He should have
Yeah.
just told it was like a very, ill friend that he had to help. Like that probably would have done the trick, maybe, but oh well.
Well, here we'll do the actual. All right.
Oh, the actual intro.
I was just going to write you a note.
A note about what?
And pause it because fuck you, Warner Brothers. Fuck you.
I'm afraid I can't take you to the dance.
What do you mean?
Well, I can't really explain it now. Something's come up.
An illness in the family?
No.
A death?
No, it's nothing like that.
Then what?
Well, see,
Well, maybe this is a little bit of John Boy's fault.
Yeah.
I think he could have explained it much better, saying, I just have a friend that's very ill and they might pass away and I have to help them. Like, that probably would have done the trick, right?
Yeah, but yeah, he says, "Oh, I can't explain." There, we just explained it in what 4 or 5 words.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Took 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, we took more time explaining what's going on than what he says. I just can't explain it. Oiler Greg says a very limited selection at this general store. Cold beer at the bottom of the ice cold soda. Hey, well, Oiler Craig, you got to remember, their Sheriff Briggs doesn't give a shit about the beer, but if anybody else comes in, you might want to hide the beer. You got to remember this is during Prohibition.
Yeah, well, don't forget it's prohibition, so Ike has a whole stock of illegal whiskey in the back room.
No, 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 no,
if you know the password.
nope. That's the Baldwin sisters.
Well, yeah, but Ike's probably got a different supplier. Well, maybe he's actually the Baldwins are probably supplying him. Maybe they take a percentage. Okay, I'm being silly.
All
John
right.
Boy really did not handle that well, though.
No, of course not. He's 17.
I was going to make that point. His immaturity got the best of him in this scene, definitely.
Yeah. And Oiler Greg says, I only speak in notes in chat. Don't speak John Boy notes only. That's why it's at the bottom, girl. All right, so let's finish up the scene here.
I have to take Maggie.
John Boy Walton.
Okay, so he's just starting to explain it. Then she interrupts it and says, fuck you. Okay.
I am telling you that I swear on a stack of Bibles that I will never speak to you again as long as I live.
No, Marcia, you don't. Marcia, you.
So, yeah. She very much said, fuck you, and he just started explaining to her what's going on.
I think it was a kind of a 50-50 thing there. Like, he didn't explain it well, but she didn't really give him a chance to try further to explain it. So I say they're both kind of guilty of not, miscommunication, maybe.
You should have said it right out front. Go, no, Miss Maggie's real sick, and I need to take her somewhere.
Yeah, that would have been perfect, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Most girls would understand,
Well, she would have been guilted into understanding.
Yeah.
Well, any girl I want to be with would, give me a chance to explain something to her like that, right? If it was very important, like you'd hope so.
Yeah, so, it's maybe 1 in 100.
Yeah, I'm still looking. I've had a few great girlfriends, but I'm still looking for the next one. So yeah.
Try the grocery store. Actually, run into some lady's cart.
No, is this the produce aisle the best one, girl?
I guess so.
all those women like feeling for the firmness of the vegetables.
Or either that, you go to the Target. That's where all the single moms shop.
Oh, okay. Actually, we don't have Target. They actually came into Canada like 5 or 6 years ago, and they just died. Like they were here for like 2 years, and they misread the marketplace here so badly they died and they just left. That's a whole drama. That one, that's a drama. I won't go into that, but yeah, that was bad.
I might need to fact check this. He said prohibition was repealed in 1933, so most of the 30s didn't have illegal alcohol federally anyway. Seriously, it was 1933.
That seems early. I don't know.
Well, the 1930s was the prohibition decade.
I'm not an expert on it though, so I have really no idea.
Oh, December 5th.
Could be right.
December 5th, 1933, and we're just entering 34, so.
Okay, it should be party time then. When the hell did Prohibition come in? It must have come in the 20s then.
29 probably then.
No, so I think a little bit earlier than that. Because the booming 20s, everyone was in the speakeasy.
Yeah, the 20s were like party time for sure, from what I've looked at.
Oh, yeah, Germ's right. January 17th, 1920. January 17th, 1920. It might have gotten introduced into or they might have had the Convention of States in
20. It was ratified on January the 16th, 1919, and there was a grace period of 1 year.
Wow. Oh, okay. So
states were not obligated to abide by.
So we're talking like there could be booze could be illegal for like 13 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's why in the great state of Illinois, it's illegal to get a fish drunk.
I never even thought about getting a fish drunk, to be honest. But
no, there's a whole reason.
You can't get a fish drunk.
No, the purpose behind the law was that all these bootleggers were bringing the booze in by boat into Chicago, and when they seen the police coming on their boats, they throw their shit overboard. So therefore, they couldn't get caught with it. So they made the law that saying that's illegal to get a fish drunk. So therefore, they got something to charge you with.
But how could they prove that any fishes in the lake got drunk?
They'd be dead.
They gave it a swim sobriety test.
So it'd be like thousands of dead fish floating around.
No, they just made the fish swim in a straight line.
You know, some of these old laws seem more bizarre than some of the fantasy, films and shit that I've watched. Like,
well, hell,
that's
did you
weird
know?
shit.
Well, how did you know in Montana it's illegal to go whale hunting? It's still in the books.
What whale hunting? Where your location is?
In Montana.
Wow, that's pretty. Who wrote that law? Boy, I'd like to know the name of the guy that wrote that law.
This is when the entire states
You want to know why he wrote the
yeah.
law?
Well, all the states repelled made whale hunting illegal. They just didn't do it federally, but they made it like every state made it illegal to go whale hunting. As like a federal law. This was way back in the day, back in the 1800s.
Yeah, okay, that's cool, but I still don't understand why you. I mean, the U.S. isn't known for whale hunting anyway. Even back then, were you guys big whale hunters back then? Like,
yeah, because they used whale blubber instead of kerosene.
Well, yeah, I know a lot of countries, probably Canada too. We used to
Not
probably
since
do a lot of
1900.
whale hunting, but
Yeah,
it's just weird.
It's just one of those laws they didn't. Instead of doing like a federal law, every state adopted that law, so it was like a national like the whole nation was. And that way, also, if anybody from Montana went out to the coast there and started hunting whales, they could still get charged in their home state too.
So it's basically like just getting around a federal law by everybody in the states doing it. Okay,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess the only one is it just Japan now that actually still sanctions whale hunting? I mean, there's very few countries
Japan,
left,
China, most of Southeast Asia.
Well, China will harvest anything you can call it food.
Yeah. There's one or two Baltic or Northern European states that still do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Chinese will scammer to catch anything and call it food there, because apparently if we listen to her media, that's how our latest latest sickness there came about is someone ate a bat.
Yeah, the Chinese do seem to eat some pretty weird stuff from what I've heard over the years.
Hey man, I have low standards for food, but I'll eat a lot of things, but bats not on that list.
No, I ain't eating bats. No way. No,
I won't try rattlesnake, but I don't want to pay the price for it.
Well, you know that old thing about rattlesnake. They say it tastes like chicken, so I guess
everything tastes like chicken. Yeah, I can tell you the bat tastes like chicken.
Well, we supposedly taste like pork, though, right?
Greg says, women got the vote to vote and immediately prohibited alcohol, which caused the mafia to flourish. A terrible mistake that led to too much suffering. Heck yeah, let's go whale hunting with a hand-thrown harpoon.
That is evidence enough that we should repeal the 19th. They got the right to vote. They got rid of alcohol. They obviously cannot be trusted with this responsibility. You do not ban alcohol.
Yeah. And Greg says, girl in Germ in a whale boat attached to a whale.
Oh, that sounds scary. I bet you guys would be, that'd be like Moby Dick, and you guys would probably be drowned. They'd probably drag you under, and you guys would drown.
Well, you know what? One of my goals in life is to go deep sea fishing there. But knowing my luck is that the chair they strap you down into will get ripped out of the boat there. And I'll get dragged along and skipping along the top of the ocean. They're still hanging onto the pole. That'll be my luck.
So you'll like hook into some great white shark or something, right? And the
or
chair will
marlin
snap,
or swordfish,
and you'll be dragged over the edge of the boat, and you'll go sailing for miles, and then eventually you'll sink, and the great white will turn around and eat you.
Yeah, it'll be either a marlin or a swordfish.
That sounds. Yeah. Wow, that sounds bad.
I never realized how big tuna were.
Yeah, tuna are.
Yeah, they're huge.
They're big.
With extra radioactivity now. They come with extra glow now.
Yeah, they say not to eat them too often, but I still do love to eat tuna. Like, they are tasty.
No, Fukushima.
You know what's crazy though? Tuna are like enormous, and yet you buy a little, like, tiny little tin of tuna, and it's like $1.50 or something. It's like these tuna must be worth thousands of bucks by the time they carve them up, right?
Yeah. You get one boat full of them. That's basically your business for a year.
You can only fit one on a boat.
They're pretty
I'm
large
talking
fish.
real boats. Commercial fishers get maybe 1,000 of them.
Oh, you can't fit no. You'd have to have a big old cargo ship for that. Definitely need a cargo ship. Then Euler says, logical germ, radioactive fish give you superpowers when eaten at midnight. All right. So John Boy goes, you still want me to take you to the seashore? She goes, well, if you don't mind being seen with an old ratchety woman like me or something like that. So they take off. Now notice they must have hit the door with the car there on the way out. I happened to catch that. But no, they just go to the next scene and they're just driving along. And they're singing Lach Lamond, which I've never even heard of that song until that now. So they're singing away, all happy. He drops her off at the seashore where Sally sells seashells by the seashore. And she just stares off and he goes on the rocks. He's just having a grand old time, just playing in the ocean. I think he's never been to the ocean before. It's as much fun as he had walking around. And then she pitches up the boat that brought her over here in 1879. There. Then John Boy takes her back up the vehicle. And they go to the cafe that her and her husband always went to eat on their anniversary, or the restaurant, which was not the Daily Sun. What's that? I can't remember what the
Mermaid.
The Mermaid. Okay, because it got blurry from when I watched it there. So yeah, they go to the Mermaid there, and he orders the lobster, but he doesn't know how he wants it cooked. And she goes, I heard the broiled lobster's pretty good. I can't remember what she had.
We'll have the scallops.
Oh, the scallops, okay. There they're talking, and he asks her what's the dance, and she takes him up to dance. They're dancing away, and she starts picture. Oh, it didn't show it. All right. Hey, PvP, do you know who that is? Hello? Hey, PvP.
Oh, I'm back. Sorry, I stepped out in the kitchen for a minute to just get a drink here.
Yeah. Do you know who this is?
No, but I thought he looked familiar, but I can't place him.
That is Earl Hammer Jr.
Really, that's the author of the Waltons.
Of the books the book that inspired Spencer's Mountain, that inspired the show The Waltons.
And he did write a number of scripts, I believe, did he not, for the Waltons during
Yes, I believe so, and I think he directed a couple too.
Oh, this is incredible! I never saw his face, especially when he was young. Like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah, so he made a picture cameo at the beginning, and then he made like a what was it, 2 minute cameo in this year to
Right.
play
Yeah,
Michael MacKenzie.
yeah, I remember her photo book when she showed it to John Boy earlier, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. He was a pretty handsome dude, actually. If I do say, is that a real mustache that
Yeah.
he had, or is that like a,
I don't. Oh hell if I don't. The only good feature on him is his handlebar mustache. We need to bring the handlebar mustache back.
I go for it, but it probably would take a while. I used to, no, actually, no, I suck at growing mustaches. I'm no good. I can grow a bitch and goatee on my chin, but other than that, yeah, my facial hair just doesn't fill in enough for that.
Well, I get too lazy to shave, but most of my but when it does grow out there, I look like I'm freaking Amish.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't grow up on my cheeks. It grows like at the bottom of my cheeks.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I just get the razor out every couple days and shave. I'm just too lazy. I mean, in college I had a bitch and goatee. It would have like put Mr. Spock and Mirror Mirror to shame, but
Eh.
this has been a
Well,
long time.
I'm lazier than you. I don't even bother shaving until I decide. Hell, it takes me a while to go get my hair cut, and my sister is a cosmetologist. She cuts my hair, and it
Oh,
takes me
that's
forever to
good.
go get a haircut.
So you get your haircuts for free then, do you?
Yeah,
Good deal. Good deal.
but it still takes me forever to go get a haircut.
Yeah, I'm bad at that too. I sometimes I'll go like 4 or 5, 6 months before I get a haircut. Last time I went, I looked like I was like I had a what's that thing at the back? It's like shag. I don't know what the hell they call it. It's like a '70s thing. It was like when you got hair down to your
Mullet.
mullet. That's it. Yeah, I basically had a mullet when I went about 3 months ago, and it was like totally insane. I'd been planning to go for 2 months, and then I didn't go for like 6 months. And yeah, it's not something I usually try to go every like 4 months. That seems to work pretty well because my hair doesn't grow that fast. So,
Yeah, yeah. And other Greg says theoretically, he says sweet ride. She's a ghost. Fancy restaurant. She was there, ghost. And he goes and it says nice background information, girl. That's about the extent of my background. Let's see if there's any special trivia.
has she a
Episode
throat?
notes and interesting facts. Show creator Earl Hammer Jr. appears as Maggie's husband in a flashback sequence, and Harry Harris was nominated for the Best Director Emmy and was awarded Best Director by the Directors Guild of America, probably for this episode.
Cool.
Though I didn't see much for directing, but I don't really have a good eye for that.
Yeah. Can we get off the hair? The bold among us are getting envious.
Yeah. So yeah, they're just going around in circles, and then she starts so you can't feel her left arm, and her chest hurts. So instead of driving her straight to the doctor, he drives her home, and then apparently he goes and fetches his pa, and the doctor. There, and his dad's just.
I suppose though, girl, in those days, doctors did. It was very, very common to do a home visit for doctors, and maybe the hospital would have been miles away, so it might have been quicker
Yeah.
to actually just call the
Hospital
doctor.
wasn't an option.
Yeah, but
it might have been just
He doesn't
quicker.
have He doesn't have an office or a clinic that he sees people at. He exclusively goes out to see people. In
yeah,
their
but he
homes.
could have driven her over to his house. It'd be a lot faster.
He was probably just an old, home-based, country doctor, right? So I
Yeah.
remember when doctors did home visits. Damn, those were good days, man.
All right, so I kind of this was a good scene right here.
Hmm.
So yeah, you can tell everybody's just feeling guilty for what happened, taking her to sea because I don't think he knew. He knew something was up with her, but I don't think he knew how weak her heart was at the time.
But his intentions were positive and honest and good, so he should not feel guilty, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't understand the situation.
Well, I think John
He-
Boy he has such a sensitive nature that he takes everything personally, right?
Yeah.
You gotta stop blaming yourself. You heard what Dr. Vance said. Her heart's been ready to give out for over a year. Just a matter of time.
You ever notice that John always seems to know exactly what to say?
Yeah, it's called life experience, Gorilla.
Yeah.
Hey, if you got like a wife and like what is it, 7 kids, or I lost count. You probably learned a thing or two.
I don't want to give spoilers for future episodes.
Well, I mean, all the kids are in this one, so you know.
Well, we'll learn some stuff later on.
Thing is, though, John has lived a full life, with a full family life, and he's run his business and whatnot. So he's a pretty knowledgeable guy. So if you got that many kids, you better bloody know how to keep them in control.
Yeah. So all right.
Should have known that. Shouldn't have driven her there.
If you hadn't driven her, she would have driven herself.
And that is true. She would. She already said she'll drive herself.
And she probably could have killed herself crashing, right? So John Boy did the right thing.
Definitely.
Shouldn't have done that.
She was bound and determined to get there.
Yeah, so one thing you learn about those old ladies there, when they got their mindset to something, they'll do it. Because we had a 96-year-old gal that lived in town. I think she's dead now, but she during the height of the pandemic she said, "I'm going to this concert. I'm 96 years old. If I catch it and die, I catch it and die."
That's
Shit.
Good
great.
for her.
I'm glad she got to see a concert before she croaked. Like, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, she said, "I lived my life. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna go see a concert before I die."
Damn right. I say live every day, and until you're gone, right? So yeah. Power to her.
You're gonna die. You're gonna die. It's fact of life.
We don't have a. I wish I had a choice, but last time I checked, I don't. So. Oh man.
All right, let's hit play again.
This is a really good episode.
Reckon.
All right, so the doctor comes out. He pretty much tells him he wants to see him. I want to play this too.
Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
He's feeling guilty.
I'm dying, John boy. Aquarian doctor and me have known it for a long time.
Maggie, save your strength.
See?
Oh, that's the doctor for you. She's dying. She wants to spit out what she wants to say.
Yeah, well, the doctor's doing his Hippocratic oath thing, right? Going like save life, at every measure until the last moment, and she's like, "Screw you, doctor! I'm dying, and I know it, and I want to talk to John Boy." Yeah. Well, I think it's a great scene.
All right, so
He's still bossing me about.
yeah, you know what? And I'm gonna be on my deathbed there. You know what my last words are gonna be? Well, I might change here with the inflation. Go. I buried the $1 million under the.
So you're gonna pull a One Piece to
What?
send people on a crazy treasure hunt.
Hey, half the people. Well, the thing is, most people know me. 75% will know I'm full of shit, and the other 25% be like, "There's a 5% chance he's not fucking with us."
I'd say, Gorilla, get as many people in the room as you can, that don't know you well before you make that statement, because that could be a lot of fun.
I could just make a short of that.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that YouTube's so weird. People would probably watch it and they'd actually believe it and go running off to try and find their treasure, right? So,
I got 561 people to watch a video of my cat licking himself.
well, cat
So, yeah,
videos
don't watch
cat
anything.
videos are popular. Yeah, I've seen cat
People-
videos. They're like over 1 million, which is crazy.
Yeah. Oh. Well, Greg says they call him Gorilla because of his hair. Yeah, I'm not losing it on the top of my head, but I'm growing hair in a lot of different places. My belly's getting a lot hairier than it was before. Yeah, she died the day before. She's a ghost. He says, cheers, everyone. He says, there's an old fighter. Pilots and bold fighter pilots. But no, wait. There are old fighter pilots and bold fighter pilots, but no old bold fighter pilots. Okay. Oh, I forgot to take it off the screen here. Star it, but take it off the screen. All right. You can tell the doctor's feeling guilty there. He's sad.
I want to thank you, John.
I suppose he's sad because he's losing. Think he's sad he's losing a customer, or you really think he's sad that she's dying?
That is sad that she's dying because, well, obviously, all doctors think they're God. They think they should have the power of life and death, and they cannot accept it when they cannot do anything about it.
Yeah, I think he's realizing that no matter what he does, she's basically gone, and he has to accept the fact that his powers are limited. He's just mortal, right? So
yeah.
For giving me the happiest time I've had in 30 years. Aye. The very best.
You know, if John Boy could have given her anything, she set out what she was going to do there, and it made her as happy as she could be. Now she's going to go off and see her husband again. Because he died 25 years ago, and it would have been their 55th wedding anniversary, or was it their 50th?
55, and he died 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I purely enjoyed every minute of it.
Where's my bike? My bike? Where is it?
Did she just ask where her bike is?
Bag.
Oh, bag. It sounded like bike to me.
now, if she got up and rode her bike right now, this would destroy the whole episode.
Yeah. I'm coming, Michael! I'm coming!
Yeah, no.
Oh,
it was her
Lord,
bag.
that wasn't right. I apologize. He should have visited her before, but it would have probably killed her sooner. Who should have visited her sooner? John Boy?
I don't think John
It's
Boy
all right,
killed her.
Maggie.
Well, the reason that they went to the seashore on that particular day is because it would have been their 55th wedding anniversary, and every year when they were together, they went back to the shore where their boat landed.
Yeah.
And then they ate at the restaurant.
So she hadn't been back to the beach in like 30 years since her hubby died.
No, I think she still went, didn't she?
No.
No,
she
she
stopped
didn't.
going when he died.
Okay, and she just wanted to make one last trip there in remembrance of him.
Well, I love the scenes at the end. I hope these. I don't think there's spoilers. Remember when they're at the beach and she sees the masts of the tall sailing ship.
Yeah,
a couple of glimpses because that's in her memory, right? In her mind. Obviously, it's not real, but it's real to her in her memory. And yeah, I just think that's really beautiful. You know that John Boy helped her. Get back to the beach one last time to relive those beautiful days when her love was still with her. And yeah, I have nothing much to say. I get emotional when I think of that scene. This is a very emotional scene.
yeah. This is the emotional scene right here.
It's here.
Inside.
See, I've always felt uncomfortable there when the wife told me, "Hey, go grab this thing out of my purse." I was like, "Wait, you want me digging in your purse?" I just always just hand it to him. That way I can't get yelled at for messing up the purse.
I imagine things in the ladies' purse back in the 30s were probably more innocent than they might be today.
Yeah, no, there's nothing bad in there. All the bad, all the bad stuff was sitting at the drawer of the bedroom. But
Oh man.
no,
Anyway,
no, I just like here, grab what you need. Then
yeah, I think this is a very sweet scene.
yeah,
There's a pocket in the line.
in the secret pocket.
Yeah,
I gotta hide that thing from the government.
She's probably kept that secret pocket since the day she was married, I'm betting.
It's for you.
No, this is your wedding gift.
No. It's my gift. To you.
That tells you how important it was for her, for John Boy to drive her to the ocean.
Yeah.
Though. She gives
So,
him the most precious thing she owns.
Yeah, just think of how much that money that's more the sentimental value alone versus the actual physical value of a gold piece that's 50 years 1879, so that'd be
55 years old.
Yeah.
Wedding day.
Oh yeah. I feel stupid now. just think of the physical value of that, especially when government started rounding up all the gold.
I doubt those.
Well, ironically, at the moment, it's not worth anything because he can't legally have it.
Hey, some of the most valuable stuff is the illegal stuff.
True.
I don't think it was the financial value. That was the sentimental value that she wanted to pass on to John Boy as a way of saying thank you. You made my last day on earth a great joy. And yeah.
So, all right, now that I'm going to be copyright claim, because fuck you, Warner Brothers. I think I'm going to start putting that in there. When I do start showing clips, I'm going to put a fuck you, Warner Brothers in there. So when they're trying to give me a claim there, they claim the fuck you, Warner Brothers.
Well, maybe not spell it out F-U-C-K, but just go F-U. That might be,
No. I want them when they claim it. They got to claim the fuck you, Warner Brothers on it.
You want the full Monty, do you?
Yeah, the full Monty.
Okay. I can respect that.
Hey, if you're gonna claim every single time I show a damn clip, then you're gonna be either having to really clip out a bunch of stuff because it's the bots that clip the stuff, so they have to review that.
I don't get why they'd even worry about a show that's like 50 years old and such a classic. Like, Jesus, they should be happy anybody's talking about the Waltons these days because I don't think there's a whole lot of Waltons reviews going on the internet.
And how many shows made today can you say we will be talking about in 50 years?
I'd say pretty much zero.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an amazing show. I mean, it holds up like any good show does. Well, it's like TOS, right? We're still talking about that.
And Greg says, I deflect emotion with humor. It's my way. I like the lamp. I carry a silver dollar for luck. Yeah, but it's not the leg lamp from the Christmas Story. Alrighty, so now they release now they get back to the seagull's ready to go, and they watch it. Then we get John Boy back to writing there, and we are ready for our epilogue. Some people are drawn to oceans, and others to the shimmering sands of deserts. Others feel only at home on a land that flows beside a river. My people were drawn to mountains, and there on Waltons Mountain, we were to share the fun and excitement of growing up together, the boundless love of our mother and father, and the daily exploration of many of the wonders that lie in the human heart. Alrighty, so that's it. Then Apparently, they do their goodbye. Mary Ellen's lying about reading the Bible. What a shocker! But yeah. So there's our Waltons episode. And Euler says, "I'm not monetized, so I ignore copyright claim." Yeah, but if people want to go back and listen to it, I fight them on principle. I fight it on principle.
Good for you, Gorilla.
Yeah, that's a good choice. You don't want to let those fester.
You know, I just think the whole copyright scenario on YouTube is so weird and inconsistent because there's like reaction channels that'll play entire songs, like over and over again. They never seem to get a claim at all, right?
It falls under. It just depends on where it falls on. Well, you guys won't see the copyright claims because they don't take the videos down. It's only the viewer on, and some people probably don't care. And reaction videos fall under a whole different category.
Okay. I still think it's very silly to be doing strikes on 50-year-old Waltons, though.
Yeah, but that's because fuck you, Warner Bros. I forgot to put that up.
I guess these lawyers got to earn a living doing something useless, right? Seems like it.
Just think of how they covered this in Back to the Future. There, apparently there was a fourth film or something. I can't remember. I heard something about it, but they said how speedy the justice system came once they abolished lawyers.
That's the second one.
Yeah, that's the second one. But apparently there's four. There's a fourth movie.
There will never be a fourth movie as long as Michael J. Fox, Chris Lloyd, and the director still live.
They stopped at 3. Bless them.
Well, Michael J. Fox.
Indy should have stopped at 3.
Yeah. Michael J. Fox. They couldn't do a fourth film with him because he'd be shaking too much. Oh Lord, that wasn't right. I apologize.
Yeah, poor Michael. He has not had a happy time in recent years, has he?
He has Parkinson's.
Yeah, that must suck. Like, he's brave though. I admire him. Every time I've seen any video with him, he's like, oh, fuck it, I'm fighting it. So good for him. Power to him, man. Yeah, I respect Michael J. I think he's a good man.
Yeah, so. All right, then. Greg says Richard Thomas was good in The Americans. Never even heard of this show.
The FX show.
I vaguely remember that show. That was on 10, 15 years ago or something? That's a while back, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Mid-2010s. Russians deep cover inside the United States.
Yeah, that's right. They were undercover Russians. Yeah, okay. I remember I never saw the episode, but I remember the concept now, Germ. Thanks for jogging my weakened memory. What bothers me about actors like Richard Thomas, though, is we have these amazingly talented actors, and they do one great show for maybe what was it, 10 years or whatever, the Waltons, and then they never get another really, really good role ever again. It seems Americans might have been good, but it's not like they're going to put that on his obituary, right?
Well, we went for lack of trying.
Yeah, it's just sad though.
After Waltons, they found out he really could only do one thing. He emoted like Shatner, but less hilariously.
Yeah.
The only problem was he couldn't stop.
Yeah. And other Greg says not strikes but claims, so they can steal any money the video generates. Very logical. I understand why. I don't agree, of course. But okay, we'll start with you, PvP. What do you think? PvP?
You there?
Okay, Jerem, we'll start with you.
Very strong episode. Not a lot of dead points. Solid ending. I have to give it an A.
Yeah. Now, for me, that was a golden scene between her telling her story about how her husband left. Then John Boy come to the realization there's some things more important than some school dance that you're lucky if you get a kiss at the end of the night versus changing and making the most wonderful day for a woman there that she can there and on her dying bed she thanks him for making it worth it. She may be dying, but he made her last day worth it. You know, it was a golden scenes. I'm giving this an A plus. Maybe it had a little bit of an iffy start, but the last half was solid gold right there. And I'm not sure if PvP's back yet. So Oiler Greg says, I ignore them. You could probably play the entire episode, but you're worried about the claim. I'm not worried about it. I just want to. It's just the principle of the matter where you fall under fair use. You're talking about a show. You're reviewing the show. It's fair use, and then they claim you for a clip you're trying to show that's 15 fucking seconds, and then they're like, "Oh fuck you! We're gonna take any revenue this stream could generate." Granted, I'm not monetized, though. With the new rules, there, I'm a sixth of the way there with 595 watch hours, but it's just the principle of the thing. Yeah, I think I heard PvP there.
I just don't get it. Like the whole copyright thing to me on YouTube is bizarre. There's so much inconsistency, right?
Yeah,
There's like channels that show all kinds of shit like endlessly, and they never seem to get a claim. And then you can show like a 15-second clip, and they're gonna like jump all over you for showing that. Like I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Hello.
yeah. So, what's your review of the episode?
Oh, review. I think it's a great one. Gosh, I haven't watched the show in so long. I'm sure there's better ones, but I guess I'll give it like maybe an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a pretty sweet episode. You know what really thought was great is, Waltons is one of those shows that talks about day to day real life and real day to day people live in real life. And I love the interaction between John Boy and the old lady, you know, trying to, relive her past memories, towards the end of her life. And John Boy being, the good man that he is, driving her out to the coast where she could, see the ocean one last time before she died and reminisce about her hubby. And we don't get shows like that anymore, do we? Like, who the hell is writing anything as close to reality as this stuff? I mean, this is an amazing show. That's one reason I love the Walton so much. It gets real life so correct. It always did. Any episode I've ever watched of this show, it's like, yeah, this is the way real people in the real world live. And it doesn't seem like nobody cares about writing this stuff anymore. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because I'm sure there are better ones, but it's a damn great episode. And I just want to make one last comment. I think the way John Boy, you know, it's like they don't write about elderly people very often. And usually they just make them buffoons or they have Alzheimer's, they're idiots. This episode showed there's an old person with memories and a heart and a mind that's still functioning, and they've had a life, they've had a full life, they've had a rich life, and John Boy, interacting with her, respects that, and I just miss that kind of writing in TV, and I guess that's pretty much it. I went on too long, but that's the way I feel. I think this is a really good episode.
Yeah. So what's great?
Oh my! Oh, I guess we're going ABC or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll give it an A- because I'm sure there are other episodes that I will rate higher, but it's a real good one.
Yeah. I gave it A+. Germ gave it an A.
Oh, we're all in the same range then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always rate a little bit conservative because, I know there's some episodes that I would just love so much that I'll have to boost them up to A or A+, right? So.
Yeah. All right. And our next episode here is the Odyssey. John Boy heads for a mountain cabin to write, but ends up delivering an old classmate's baby. And I think that's the lady he was trying to hook up with a couple episodes ago.
Wow. Are you sure he didn't? If he's delivering a baby, I'm just being silly, but I bet John Boy never expected that to happen to him so quickly.
Alrighty, so what's our other chats here? So,
Oh,
other
yeah,
says
yeah.
YouTube's God are Capricus. Be a rebel, play clips, and ignore the copyright claims. Consider them badges of honor. Hey, how about I play the clips and tell Warner Bros. To go fuck themselves in an appeal? Good points, PvP. I give it a B because I didn't get the ghost reveal. Well, you got a ghost ship. So yeah, PvP, what you got going on?
Not much. I've been working on my playlist of songs I love that are 3 minutes or less, which is amazing actually when I think about how many great songs are under 3 minutes long. It's kind of mind-boggling actually because there are a lot of them, and I think I'm up to almost 500 now, which is nuts because I know I've gone way overboard. So it's probably going to take me another month before I move everything around and edit it, but I'm having a lot of fun with it though. I never realized though that so many great songs are like 3 minutes. There's some songs that are even under 2 minutes, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now, Gorilla.
As one of them, do your tits hang low? Do this when you do tie him in a bow? Can you tie him in a knot?
Actually, can you put that in the private chat quickly, and I will copy that and I will check it out.
Oh, it's just an old limerick there.
Okay, I don't remember that one. So
you don't remember? Do your titties hang low?
Well, at my age, even as a guy, they start to hang a bit low.
Well, it reminds me of a person texted the wrong number, and he asked the person, go, how big? The guy probably didn't wait till the conversation. He asked him, how big's your boobs? And the person's like, they're a B cup. And the guy's like, do you like them? He goes, no. Why not? Because I'm a guy.
Yeah, well, there's the whole man boobs thing, isn't it? But
the move,
some do have moves. And what was that Seinfeld one with the man's ear?
That's a germ question. I haven't seen Seinfeld.
Oh, that was a good one with Seinfeld when
the man's ear versus the bro.
Yeah, that was really good. That was a funny episode. I laughed my ass off at that one. Yeah.
All right. Oh, let's see. Do we got any more comments? Nope. All righty. Germ, what do you got going on?
Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time, be having a fundraiser for Pops, pop culture. We'll have. Were you able to get a shot collar?
I wasn't paying no $150. If I was gonna pay $150, might as well donate that straight. I was trying to find one for like $20.
Okay, but
the only one I can find $20 for is it detects when the throat moves for like barking and that, and then it shocks you. And there's no way in hell I'm gonna get shocked every time I open my damn mouth.
Oh God!
If you want me shocked, you got paid for that shit, not for me opening my mouth. What?
To see you sweat there to have to make comment, and every time you get shocked, you have to give $10.
Oh, I couldn't afford that.
Well, if it's like every time instead of getting shocked, you had to take a shot, now that would be a collar worth having.
Yeah.
That would raise a lot of money. Hey, what time is when's the stream happening tomorrow there, Germ?
8 a.m.
You mean I have to get up early on the weekend?
8 a.m. any
Pacific.
particular time?
Your time.
Perfect. That's my time. I'm Pacific.
And Oiler Greg's the only one that I know. There's someone lurking, but I don't know who. So thank you, Oiler Greg, for coming. Yeah, spoiler-free reviews always fun, and then you just posted that you got a room at some cemetery there. But Oiler Greg, if you guys ever make it up to Minnesota, I'll take you to the fourth most haunted place in Minnesota. It's only 12 miles from my house, so. And I can show you where the witch is buried.
Oh.
So.
Was it the Wicked Witch?
Yeah, Mary Jane. There's you listen to Megadeth, don't you?
Actually, I have to confess, I never have listened to Megadeth.
Well, look up their song Mary Jane, and that song is about the witch that's buried out at Loon Lake.
Oh, okay. Megadeth, the witch is dead. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Mary Jane. As for me, should have Babylon 5 tomorrow, Sunday. We are watching The Patriot with Mel Gibson, which I still got to make the damn thumbnail for, which I got an idea I wanted to share with Germ here after we close out the thing there.
I just want now. Are you doing Glory like in 2 or 3 weeks, Gorilla?
Glory would be next week.
Oh, I love that film. I'm definitely gonna. That's what on next Sunday then.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I love that film so much. I will definitely be Well, I don't have to watch it because I've watched it numerous times, but
yeah,
I'll pop on for that one for sure. I love that film.
Then no Black Mirror on Wednesday because I promised Mikey I'd be there, so I got to watch the. I'm gonna watch the Dildo of Destiny tonight.
Yeah, you're actually watching. Is it actually online already?
Well,
It was on
Somewhere?
yeah. Let's just
someplace off.
There's a rumor that it might be online.
To my NSA agent that's listening, I am fully legally gonna be watching that movie. We got a theater just 8 miles from my house. Just saying.
There you go. Well, enjoy the popcorn. Get lots of butter on that popcorn too, Gorilla.
The only rule I'll be breaking in is the 12-pack that I'll be carrying into there.
Yeah, I think a 12-pack and popcorn are probably the only way to watch that film. From the reviews I've read so far online, it's like, oh my god, this sounds.
Oh,
so
Critical
bad.
Drinker had a different name for it every time he mentioned the Dial of Destiny.
Oh, it sounds just god awful. Like, why would they make this film?
Yeah. So,
oh well, it's Disney, I guess. That's what they do.
All right. So with that, I'm gonna end it. You guys have a good night, and remember to be a gorilla.
Yeah, you too, Gorilla.